What up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Effervescence. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, AD Walker, to push it, to grow it, to motivate. To push it, to grow it, to motivate. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Hey, Mama Corey, great morning to you. Appreciate you guys for being here. We're talking about operating alone, and why, and the need to work together. The need, like we've delved into many aspects of this conversation. Good morning, blessings, Lisa. Thank you for being here. And we've talked about this from many different directions. But today I just want to talk about the need to work together, the need to build together, the need to share, and why we need each other. There's a need for each other. Be sure to share. Be sure to tag someone in Facebook land and YouTube. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, give us the like, and subscribe if it's your first time here. I got a goal. I'm trying to get to 200 by the end of this month. So we're at, I think, 121. If we can get to 200, listen, let's make this in increments. Emphasis on need, right. Emphasis on need. Telling you, being on that island alone is not the move. It's not the move. So appreciate you guys for being here. So we're gonna have a great conversation. So I like to come on and kind of explain what's going down today, and make sure you're a part of that. All that, then some. Let's see. Let's do this. And we're going to throw up our quick interlude, give you an opportunity to share. And sorry, let's go. All right, Mr. Reparations just came in the building. All right, so let's do this. We'll be right back in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, right back. There we go. What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yo.
How's everything going, brother?
Sitting on top of the world, man.
All right. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So today we're talking about why we need each other. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. Because I think there's since the internet has exploded, there's always been the idea of cutting off those that are giving you that negative energy or not in agreement of where you're going, because that's what it is. The haters we got into. All right, I got this gnat that's trying to get in my eye. Why do gnats try to get in your eye? I'm just curious.
I got
random thought.
Formulas that can catch the nets, like some homemade remedy that draws them in.
Right. Listen, I've tried all that. I've had to do the one remedy that worked. If you want the one remedy that's worked for me in this house with the super gnats, have been the little small fly sticky things.
Oh,
the small one.
Well, you got this Amazon?
No. I went to Walmart.
Oh, really?
A little small fly. They're about yay high, and you can stick it in a space where all the gnats try to congregate and hang out.
Yeah,
it'll at least slow down the gnat production.
I'm with it.
Yeah, it's all about eliminating is hard because you got to find out where they're coming from, but that at least gets it under control. So if you eliminate it, then you can get rid of your gnats. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. It's a little note from the BOL section.
Just for you all.
Just for you. Act now, get 2 for $19.99. So yeah, that's what helped me. All right, let's get past it here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Preacher? Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Okay. So today we're gonna discuss why we need each other. I just kind of was becoming real blatant with that because I realize we need someone to lean on, an idea, when you're going through, or when you're not going through, just someone in your life. Bible says man should not be alone. And I think that goes all the way around. Because sometimes some of my worst thoughts are the ones that I have by myself. The worst things I play out, goes on in my head, and to throw it at Ephraim, like, hey, Ephraim, this is what I was thinking, is like, brother, you are off track. I don't know why you were sitting on that and marinating on that. That's not something you should be sitting around thinking about, And I feel like in this cutoff space or dispensation where you always hear about the cutting off of people and things of that nature, and here at BOL we try not to encourage cutting off. We may encourage limiting if you feel like that someone's not the most healthiest for you. They just may not be good for you in this season, outside of abuse. Let's being clear. That's verbal or physical, and that's either even your friends like, yo, they're always trying to fight me, that you might want to leave them alone. They always get to that point. You might want to leave them alone. But outside of that, like I said, some people aren't haters, even with ideas and things of that nature. They just maybe can't see what you see, or they're erring on the side of caution. They're just trying to open up your mind to see certain things like, hey, you ever thought about this? Thought about that? Hey, you might need a license for that. You might need insurance for that. And granted, sometimes when you're excited about stuff, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You want the person like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it, But and let's keep it 100. The older we get, the more we realize, you probably can do it. But is it legal? Because let's keep it real. Like here in Georgia, the laws are different than New York. And what I mean, like setting up a food truck, you can't just pull up somewhere and set up shop.
Not supposed to pull up somewhere, yeah.
Right. In some areas, you can't just pull up and set up shop, even though you might be like, oh yeah, that's a gold mine right there. You'll realize there's no other food trucks there for a reason. You know, you can't just pull up and set up shop. Whereas in New York, you can kind of just, they got the little trucks that just, oh man, there's people right there. Let me pull up and you can sell stuff. And for the most part, there may be a law in the books, but the police
it's
aren't.
not, yeah,
They're not pushing it, you know.
pushing, yeah.
Because you know, they, as long as you're not a nuisance, disturbance, or bothering somebody, they're not bothering. Whereas down here, I got time to fool with the folks that's breaking the law. You know, like I got time for the petty crimes. I got time. You know, so it's those small things, and I say that because because I've had to, man, they allow it up there, but they don't allow it down here. It's just not the law. You got to know where you operate. And like I would come to, hey, Pastor, listen, I got this great idea, man, for this truck. He's like, yeah, you're gonna need that license though. What you mean? You know, like I got the same truck, I changed the plates on it. We legal. Yeah, but the food truck part, you're gonna need to operate properly down here, here in Georgia. Like, you can't just be rolling up in spots. I know you see that park that looks like all them hungry folk are there. You can't just park your car, your truck right there and start selling your stuff, because there's things that operate differently. And having the people, getting back to why we need each other, having the people that kind of give you the insight into certain things, like, you're not in Kansas anymore. You can't operate like you used to operate. You got to change things up. I think we miss that. We get excited about stuff, or even just navigating the struggles of life. And I think leaning on each other in the struggles is probably the most difficult, when you're going through and trying to express, I'm going through, because I've had moments, and I've talked to Pastor and some of the other guys, but I'm usually down the road a little bit. Especially like I'm coming on here every day. I was like, man, this thing is weighing heavy on me. I need to let y'all know what's going on. Like, oh man, and it hit you with, and sometimes the craziest part is when somebody hits you with the simple advice, because they've probably been there or know somebody that's been there, and they could have helped you out months ago. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, all you got to do is boom, boom, boom. Just say this to her, like, and be true, be honest. Just do this, and you'll be on the road to recovery. But the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna get. So it's like, hey, we haven't talked in a month. You ain't talked in a month, and you ain't said nothing, like, to us, and because we all know that's the road to the end right there. When there's no communication happening in your relationship, it's like, oh, you just want this to be over. Like, you know what she's doing? You have no idea. You don't know what's going on in her head. None. Zero. Oh, you all messed up, because now she has her own narrative. You don't want to make it up her own story in her head because you not talking. And so today I just kind of wanted to talk about the reasons we need each other. And is it really hard to lean on each other, to have those communicative moments? Hey, Sam. Good morning. While I mess my word up.
Hey, Sam.
All right. So I'm tossing to you guys. So do you guys feel like there's a struggle to, he said, he's the man, the myth, the legend.
I mean, a quick acknowledgement to the whole cutoff piece that you mentioned earlier, though.
Right.
That there are times and place. I do agree. I think it's the general consensus around here. Could I put it this way, that maybe that option is thrown around very loosely.
Which one?
And the whole cut people off, AD was talking earlier about haters being the motivators type of situations, the quickness to break away from people.
Yeah.
I think it's thrown out too loosely. It like, I'm not ready to call it a lie, but it, like everything else, usually starts at somewhere really good. There's a principal foundation to it that says, hey, look, if you're not in a beneficial situation, I don't think it's some people say it's insane to stay in that situation. I get that. Right. But I do think we throw it around just a little too loosely, but it is validity to it. But as far as us needing one another, I mean, it's so many benefits to it. The hard part about it about coming together with somebody else is, the trust factor. Can I rely on you?
Yeah.
Another person to consider. I thought I had a good understanding what life was like when I was single, but when I got married and had kids and other obligations, I really saw how much I really could have took advantage of my singleness, because you're moving by yourself. There's no other. I ask myself what I want to eat, and that's what we eat. There's not 4 different opinions. It's all those. I mean, and I'm talking simple things too. You know what I mean? But the benefits, the mirror that my wife ended up being, like I learned more about myself when I got with her. Like, I do that. I noticed I did that because I never questioned it.
Right.
So there are some inconveniences. There are some challenges to being engaged with somebody else. But there are also some benefits.
Right.
Rush Hour 1 with Chris Tucker, like the whole plot was that he didn't trust partners because his daddy had a partner and his daddy got killed. So that's why that was supposed to be the little rough edge between him and Jackie Chan.
Right.
He was going to do this all by himself.
Right.
I'm wearing my fraternity shirt. They gave me Prime. I was number 1 because I used to try to do it by myself. Prime numbers divide into themselves. So there's something to that. It's like I'm going to go into this thing trying to do it on myself. And I appreciate people who bet on themselves. But at some point, when you're trying to take something you're doing a little bit further, I believe there's power in that collaboration. I'm a big what they call that group economics guy. You take
Claude
something
Anderson.
I'm with all that. And it does lower the reward, but it also lowers the risk. If you put your 25 million and I put my 25 million.
Right.
If I lose it, I didn't lose 50 million. You know what I mean? I mean, there's all kind of ways to it, but there are just huge advantages.
Right.
To collaboration, to partnership, to relationship. And it's not always just economics. It's it's friendship. There's all kind of advantages to it. And that's coming from somebody who loves their own company. I love chilling by myself. I love quietness. I love me time, whatever you want to call it. So, but when it comes to benefits, it's just undeniable.
Right. Indeed. What about you, Pastor? What's your feeling? Let me get Chuck D, aka Kaneen, aka Public Enemy #1.
My God.
What's up,
what
sir?
up, gentlemen?
What's up?
Morning.
Appreciate
Morning.
that. My brother in the building. Diapers and wipes in the building. Good morning, sir.
What's going on?
All right. So like I said, again, we're talking about why we need each other. So I was throwing it to Pastor, like, is there a struggle sometimes as far as the bringing together, not just ideas, but the sharing of goods, highs and lows, and with other brothers, or just kind of being on the island alone and just doing your thing. What's up, Jeff? Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I think that what I find interesting is we all know that we are tribal by nature.
Right.
We're built that way.
Yeah.
And so when we are not connected,
what's up, Michael? Good morning.
We are going against the grain.
Right.
And that's where some of the angst, personality angst, comes from, because you're out here isolated,
right,
and unable to, at least from a like E said, from a trust perspective, maybe security perspective, identity crisis, whatever the case might be, you don't have the trust to lean on people,
right,
the way that you should be able to, or the way that you need to.
Right.
At the same time, your lack of trust comes from the fact that because you have tried to lean on people, both y'all fell over.
Right.
Yeah.
And fell out.
Right.
Because you've learned that what you're trying to share with them or pull from them, they don't have the capacity to provide.
Right.
And they don't know how to deal with it. And so to E's point, cancel culture becomes an issue.
Definitely.
Because instead of me dealing with it, I'm just going to disconnect.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I disconnect, I own the narrative of the breakup.
Absolutely. See, this is why I don't. Yeah. You can't trust her. You know, all that. Right?
That's it right there.
Yep. Absolutely. Wow. And maybe the swing. That's the best place to go with it. So if it's an obvious benefit, maybe the time should be spent on how do you select these people. You know what I mean? Because the benefit is there, but the selecting is probably where the focus should be. Choose the right one.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So let me read these comments, and then we'll get into choosing. And if Kaneem, you wanted to share, have you ever struggled in this space getting people? So Sam says, yeah, it's a struggle. Folks are fickle. They want to connect without actually being connected. Indeed. Oftentimes people get inspired, but don't think about the inner details on what they may want to pursue, right? Having more people rather than money helps us become more successful, at least mentally. Indeed. So yeah, definitely. But that selection piece though. So Kaneem, in your assessment, and then we get into that selecting. What have you struggled for the reach out? Well, I know we've had this kind of conversation before, but like with the connection piece, and maintaining, and like you said, just the having the ability to reach out, even when you're going through life struggles, in that nature.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing that I said before.
Yeah.
I've always been a big champion of partnerships and joint ventures and things of that nature. But like he was saying, it do depend on who you partnering with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't try to partner with some people that couldn't produce.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, they
you have email.
My bad. The plan is great.
You got an email, sir.
the plan is great. You know what I'm saying? It's all laid out. I mean, we got pro formas. We got all this. You know what I'm saying? Things all the way out for 36 months and this, that, and the third. And then when it's time to produce, all these excuses come up. You know, you got to move this around and move that around, and you waiting on this and waiting on that. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing was, if you'd have been up front from the beginning, that you waiting on this and waiting on that, then you know exactly. So you know what I'm saying? So it just put a little salt, and these are not close people. These are people who are just who have the same vision, but lack the execution. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's. I'm so to answer your question shortly. Yes, I have.
You have email.
All right. I'll go ahead and mute you real quick. The sum of Michael says the sum of things doesn't equal the sum of things. Some of the strongest relationships has come from people that I initially didn't understand. Everyone is not all one thing. Indeed, that's just a lot of truth.
It's good, but I think that at the same time, because that's an absolutely powerful point.
Right.
And the issue is the lack of understanding is supposed to generate a motivation to get to understand.
Right.
Not to run away.
Right.
Because when you misunderstand, some folks say, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, my life, I get in trouble. Most of the time I get in trouble for being honest. For telling the truth, because a lot of times people don't want or can't handle the reality check. My struggle is, won't nobody tell me if I got egg on my face? Right. I look to pull truth out of people so that we can have an honest conversation, but then I get silenced and then I have to wait. And in my waiting, because I'm a leader, I'm a pastor, I do this constantly.
Right.
But for people in elevated positions, and I think the older you get, sometimes the higher you get, the harder it is to find resources that you can lean on.
You said
it becomes very
the
lonely.
older you get, the older you get.
He said the older. I'm saying sometimes it's the older you get and it's the higher you get, because I think that the older you get, the more honest you become with yourself.
Yeah, true.
Right.
But
there's where you have to be careful about where you're pouring.
Right.
Right.
I think we said, and just for my podcast, people said the stigma as Black men, is strong. We stick together while we're young, but isolate as we get older. I think when we're young, we're more open just for building any relationship. You understand what I'm saying? And I think we survive the hurts, more than anything. We stick out relationships when we're younger more than anything. Like they may have done me wrong. We might give them another shot. They may have lied. We might give them another shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hollered at my girl, and he apologized. I might give him another shot. I'm just saying, like, as when you're young, you're more apt to give your homeboy, especially if you got any time in the game. We've been together since grade school. We're in the 10th grade now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you give them a little more leeway, if that makes sense. So I think when it comes to choosing who you're around or choosing who you're connected to, it's challenging to know all. Case in point. So let's just say I met E I was playing basketball in the gym or whatever. 2-on-2 happens. Me and him play as teammates. We killing the game. We get in the tournament. We just killing it. We work well together. So of course there's an initial bond, right? And we become friends and we, connect. But like, I'm flawed. Like, I struggle with integrity. You understand what I'm saying? We've had great conversation. We connect on the music level. We connect on so many levels, even the spiritual level. Like, same believer, household running the same. But I struggle with integrity. You understand what I'm saying? So do you stick it out, or you like, nah, I can't trust them?
I think you talk it out. You say, listen, bro, this is happening. This is what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, not in that tone, but if the relationship has value,
right,
then you want to work to preserve the relationship.
Right.
If it doesn't, you won't.
Right.
It's really that, and I think that Sean Rollins said, "Can you put his statement up?" Because I think it's consistent. But he says the older you get, the less other thought opinions affect you, or people the thoughts or opinions of others affects you.
There you go.
But that's a relative term,
right?
Because for some, the older you get, the more it matters because of your history. Some people are living their life trying to make up for the early mistakes.
Yes.
So everybody's opinion matters.
Right.
Some folks played by the rules for the first 25, 30 years of life, and now they don't care.
Right. I tried this. It ain't work well for me. It didn't work.
Yeah. So you can see that both ways, but it's definitely a valid thought. But I think that you get in trouble when you try to, compare what you did running around in the hood with your homie with what you do working every day and covering your family and the relationship choices that you make. Because I think somebody said earlier that the older you get, the more isolated you become. I think you become isolated because your priorities are different, not because you don't want friends. Raising children, having a life and paying a mortgage and all of those things, play a role or contribute to that isolation mentality.
It does. And like as far as
I agree with some of that. But go ahead, my bad, E.
No, you good, bro. It's like your family, you don't choose that. You did what it is. The folk you grow up with, you don't choose that. It is what it is. And there's some people from the same neighborhood that aren't as tight. I've seen people in the same neighborhood fight together in other neighborhoods, but can't stand each other. It's a different survival piece.
Right.
It's a different mindset piece. Of course I can't stand him, but he better come over here with, like it's like a thing, right? But as you get older, as you move through life, let's put it that way, right?
Right.
There'll be times where you can select the job that you want.
Right.
There'll be times where you can select the wife you want. There can be times that you select, so the friends you want and what you choose to associate yourself with. So there is a point where, and I don't know what you would call that selection process, but where that needs to get strengthened, where I need to start figuring out how to pick better people. What they get on LeBron for? Right. Trying to build his own team, trying to be the GM. Right. But he got a whole legacy at stake. And I don't care what y'all say, I got to get this thing figured out. And if I can choose who I work, with, I would choose certain people. You know what I'm saying? You spend 40 plus hours a week with a certain group of people. What's wrong with trying to see who you're going to choose? Like I think when it's in your choice, when you can.
Right. Definitely. Go ahead, Kenny. You said you said you partially agree.
Oh yeah, well, what Brian was saying. I mean, you do have some onus about who you choose to be with at certain points, and then some of them are just in your life for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Right. But as you get older, as you get our age, right, everybody in your life is who you chose. You know what I'm saying? Because I can say that ain't nobody in my life right now in 2022 that's not there who I did not choose to be there. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's just period, point blank. You know what I mean? Right. So I think as you do get older, those choices are yours alone. You know what I'm saying? And nothing by accident. You know what I'm saying? Because if it did happen by accident, you have a choice to keep it or throw it away. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so that's why I was saying I agree up to a point.
Gotcha. But I agree with that too, though, Kenny. Yeah. Because to me, it's relative to your circumstance. There are people in my life that came into my life because they walked into the church that I pastor. Right. That was their choice. Right. And then I'm obligated as a leader because the invitation is there. Right. For you to come in. And then I have an obligation, according to what I've learned in the scripture, to love everybody that comes in the door. Right. Jesus loved me enough to accept me the way that I was, but he loved me too much to keep me that way. Right. So to me, like when you a calling is not a choice. You choose to accept it, but the call is on God. Right. And he also says in the scripture, if a man is to have friends, he must first show himself friendly. Right. And when you and Jesus said, and if I be lifted up from the earth, I will draw all men unto me. If you have Jesus in you, you have drawing power towards the Christ that's in you. That's not a choice. You choose Jesus, but not everybody that's coming in there. But your point is you choose who stays and to what level they operate in your space. And we absolutely agree on that because you meet people at work. Yeah. Because you chose the job, but not your coworker.
Yeah, I can rock with that.
Right. You chose the church, but not your pew partner.
Right.
So certain people come into your life and it had nothing to do with you. It just had to do with where you were. And to your point, Kaneem, I agree wholeheartedly. And I think that's where you were going, is that if they're still there, that's your choice. You choose to keep them there.
Right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
100%.
I think but let me read Davis Webb's comment. He said it's easier for a black father to relate to a black father before he can relate to a black man. The thought process of a man is different once he becomes a father. Selection is key. True indeed. I think the relatability, the extended relatability, because I've been around black people all my life. So it's but when it's that either that married black father, we have a connection, we have a certain level of conversation and struggles that we can relate to. I think it does make a difference. It's just like when it comes to that selection process of who you choose to keep around you, do you think we can be too narrowly focused that we may miss some good people? Like if someone has a flaw, are we too quick to put them back on the outer skates, as opposed to trying to, like I said, work it out? And, like I said, Pastor, having the conversation, like, and honestly, when you was like, not that harsh, I'm like, no, maybe it needs to be that harsh. Like, yo, E, stop lying to me, son. Like, this is the fourth lie. Like, yo, like,
but that's based on what
keep
type
it
of
real.
relationship
Like,
that is.
Yeah, and then still that kind of goes back to the whole package, right? Even the selection package. So when you invite these people into your life, or accept the call, maybe let's go off that side, right? So when you accept the call that these people will be in your life for whatever time, still evaluate what it is. Everybody isn't a lifelong member.
Right.
There are some people that come in our life for a season.
That's true.
And if they came and they I heard a leader talking about that. He said, they come to your facility and they own there for 3 years and they serve soup for 3 years. Thank God for the 3 years they serve soup. But everybody won't have their name on a pew. Everybody won't have a corner office. Everybody won't be there for this extended period of time. And realizing that up front helps the departure time. All right. And then second is, when these people come to your life, know off top, they came in my life because they're good people, but they are people and they are likely to trip. And there's an opportunity to trip. And you need to have some kind of friendship stimulus package involved in your stuff that says, if this person trips, then they go into this type of, tripping protocol. You feel me? And in there, I deal with my friends this way. But understand all that, off the top. And let those things, because, okay, look at it like this. So AD come in my life, and I say, can I deal? I like AD. AD cool. I like Sam. They cool people. Can I deal with them in a fight? Can I deal with them? Do I like them enough to get on my nerves? And I need to think about all that while y'all not getting on my nerves, because I'm not just looking at today. You feel me? Like, I'm looking at our friendship 4 years from now. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? No, if they get on my nerve, I can just say this, then I'll just tell Sam and that AD did this. All right, that goes that out. And then I accept you in. But sometimes we accept people in thinking it's gonna be a flowery bed of ease, that it's gonna be roses all day long. Like, no, like, I talk to Pastor, and there's other, I talk to I got a lot of, no, that sounds like bragging. I know a lot of people, right? So, but I'm saying,
high level people.
I talk with Pastor a lot, and you know what I'm saying. But I talk with him on a different level, and I allow him to say things that I don't allow other people to say. Not that they don't attempt, but when they attempt, I shut it down, or I ignore it, or I move on, or I don't call them again. But that's what I'm saying. He got in there off the possibility, or the coolness, or the bond. I don't know what you want to call that. The good part that got him in there, but to allow him to keep getting in there, I know that he can't always just say good things to me. You know what I'm saying? There are tougher conversations, there's follow-up, and not like he's looking to cut my head off about something, or like I'm messing up every day. But I'm saying
sometimes.
You feel me? I gotta be ready for it though. So I've let him into that space thinking about the good times and the bad. So don't let me in your space if you think, if you can't stand me when you mess up and I come to tell you something, if you can't hear me then, don't let me in then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. Let's not cut people off. Let's not, but consider all that when you let them in your circle in the first place.
Yeah. I think what you're referring to is authentic behavior.
Okay.
See, you're comfortable with people being authentic.
Right.
If I can recognize that you're not giving me a commercial, then you're somebody that I can talk to. That's real. That's one of my biggest struggles, because I walk around as a ordained clergy, but I don't walk in the office of clergy like that. It just happens to be something that is a part of my life, or it is my life, but I don't live my life. I mean, I'm not cloaked up in thus, this, and thou. I'm having just regular conversations with people. And it's a blessing in some areas. It's a challenge in others. because I get dismissed because I'm not thus, this, and thou.
Right.
Because I don't hold it up like that.
Right.
And I get dismissed from other clergy because I don't do that. Right. But at the same time, when I'm interacting with people, like the best example I can give you is you said you learned so much about yourself since you've been married to your wife because that mirror is there, right? Is that your wife's testimony also? That's not for you to answer. You know what I mean? Because in a lot of cases, in our relationships, right? We talked about the 3 C's. You can look at someone as your confidant, someone that you feel like you can share anything with,
Right.
but they may not feel the same way about you.
Right.
So,
accept it.
Yeah. And so you're learning about yourself and they remain the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's relative.
Yeah. They have a lot of relationships like, oh, I thought we liked each other like that. Nope. I call you when I need gas money. Oh, okay.
Look at gas money, buddy.
I tell you the truth when it's about that gas money.
Yeah,
right. Let's see.
I love it when you need gas. I get honesty from you.
Yeah.
He says we have to tell the difference between who's family versus just a relative. Yeah.
But see, to me, like in my life, and I think that's one of the shortfalls sometimes is giving people too much of yourself.
Say more.
The scripture says, cast not your pearls amongst the swine. You have to be careful what you do with you in the company of others.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real. And it's not because people don't like you. It's just because they can't handle the you part of you. They don't know what to do with it.
Right.
And sometimes you lose because of things like that. So you have to be careful where you put your good stuff, where you put your heart, where you place it, where you put your information, where you put your mindset.
Right.
You know? Be careful what you share. You have to remain. And I'm saying that's so much extra work, but it's so necessary to maintain your sense of peace.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
definitely.
I wish it were different.
Yeah.
I'd love for it to be different.
That's good. All right. Just a quick reset. We are discussing why we need each other. Speaking of why we need each other, I need you. Yes, you. Let's watch it right now. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you're on the YouTube space. If you're in Facebook, make sure you hit that. It's blue though. It's blue. It looks like this though, but it's blue. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're sharing. Tag somebody. Get other folks in this conversation because we always have this conversation. The collaboration, coming together. We don't never come together. And this is your opportunity to bring some other folks into this conversation and let's have a real talk. Let's see why. What is our biggest issue with coming together? And I've been harping on this for a minute. Someone was like, I swear we was on this topic before. Yes. And you're going to see it again because it's a necessary conversation to have because the overarching conversation is always we don't come together enough. We don't stick together. We don't collaborate. We're always competing against each other. So today, I want to encourage you to come together as brothers of legacy. come on in the room. Come on in the room. So I appreciate you for showing up and you guys watching as well. Also, we are in the process of building and growing. So got a couple of things. Number one, if you have a child that's school age from 4th grade all the way into high school, I need you to go to www.brothersoflegacy.com, hit financial literacy, free financial literacy classes online, brought to you by Everfi. So make sure you sign up for that. If you are a brother that just want to hang out with some other brothers, hit the accountability call. You'll sign up for that. And our next accountability call, we'll put you a part of that. And we have something in the works. We got to see how that's going to go down. We got our first brainstorming think tank coming together. So make sure you sign up for the accountability call. We're gonna roll it all together. And make sure you share. That's it. So also we appreciate your support here, but we also need that financial support in order for us to grow. So if you're feeling a need to give and you're thinking, man, I want to give money, but I just didn't know where to put it, go to brotherlegacy.com, hit Beyond Donation, or you can just go to Cash App, $BOL 2019, $BOL 2019. Oh, so Sam said, she said, okay, somebody came in the office, talked for 20 minutes. I need you guys to go back. Need you sorry about that. We can't do that. Sorry. Wait, you did rewind. So silly. So you said you have to upgrade the standards of people you surround yourself with. COVID-19 and the political climate makes it hard for that genuine instant connection when it comes to getting to know people.
You know, when people have a better understanding of, okay, like, so if there was a need for us to survive, and survival was primal amongst all of us, so we understood that the need is so great, it would put some of the pettier things to the side. A lot of times when we don't connect, it's because we don't need to. You know what I'm saying? Like, every night I go to sleep, I don't worry about any of you guys' household like eating. Mm-hmm. If I was worried that, like, y'all been skipping meals, folk, begging on the side, we wouldn't just be having conversations as normal. That would get elevated up because it's an extreme need. Right. You're stuck on a desert island. Survival is extreme need. You know what I mean? But like, even some of the families communities that we see stick together, there's a need. In Hispanic community, and I'm not Spanish, but even in the Hispanic community, we see people stick together. They got, ICE coming after them, green cards. There's all kind of these oppositions that's against them, right? So they say, let's stick together. They're going to mistreat us. We can't speak the language. So somebody going to try to hustle us and lie to us. So, and look at the benefits. They got child care, food prep, work, everybody working. They tackling one mortgage. They killing it, right? So they have no problem coming together because the need is that great, right? And my warning, man, let's give them 70 more years and they'll catch up with everybody else. My warning to them is in 70 years is don't forget that how y'all got there. Sticking together, coming together, keeping it first, making y'all own communities, renting out these whole plazas. That's good. Keep that energy, you know what I mean? Because that's how you'll survive. But we had when you don't think you need each other, you move different. You know what I'm saying? When you don't understand there's a great need, I say, we stick together, but as far as I know, none of y'all have made a need, but if one of y'all couldn't eat at night, the need would be raised and we would stick even closer. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah.
I need you to give me $20,000.
There you go.
Oh,
bam.
McCory got that. Tell me your cash out right quick, bro. Go ahead. I like this. Cash out right quick.
AD, did you see how he deflected that straight to Brian?
Oh, you need it? I know somebody got it. Oh, this is the network right here.
You asked the right one. I know a guy.
He didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He said, Brian got that.
I thought you was asking for something serious. Yeah, no, we got that. We got that. That's the cloud infrastructure, man, right there.
I didn't say nothing. Hey, he passed the baton real quick, boy.
I like how you made that declaration, man.
Yes,
he is a prophet.
I ain't speaking nothing but truth, man.
Right.
Hey. So look, you said something, man. About the relationship building and all that, and I've learned, bro, that when your life elevates, the best way that I can put this is in the military. I remember the highest mountain I ever climbed on the Big Island in Hawaii. I also remember being in Colorado. And the air is thinner because there's a higher elevation.
All right.
when life takes you higher, naturally, you're going to lose some folks. There's nothing that you have to do. Someone said, I think earlier, you have to elevate the standard of people around you. I think that's what something to that effect.
Yeah.
Somebody put that out there.
Yeah.
Where's that comment? You have to upgrade the standards of people you surround yourself with.
Right.
COVID-19 and the political climate makes it hard for that genuine instant connection when it comes to getting to know people. I think that COVID-19 has provoked a lot of change globally.
Yeah.
I believe that the political climate combined with COVID-19, well, political climate was upsetting even before COVID hit, but the level of anger and rage, but the point I'm trying to make is that there's always going to be something that will trigger relationships, that will impact relationships and the people that you have around you. But I don't think you elevate other people's standards. I think you walk in your standard, and the people that can walk with you remain.
Right.
And the people that are unable to, they disperse.
Yeah.
Right. But you also have those who are unable to walk there, but they are pulling on you to help them get there. And so then the question is, do you have the wherewithal to carry yourself, but also continue to pour into others, like the comment was, and bring them up? Because I think that I'm always pulling on someone, and someone is always pulling on me. Right. And sometimes you don't recognize that somebody lost their grip.
Right.
I agree with that. Sometimes you just, those that you are walking with, you just keep walking and not knowing that they lost their step. You know what I'm saying? Like they not walking in synchronization with you no more.
Yeah.
True.
And Samantha says she's made more genuine connection in these last 2 years. Yeah, because but the thing is, there are a lot of things. What I love about that statement, it validates what I just said. There are many things that trigger, and the trigger can take you one direction or the other.
Right.
You know, but not all of it is the people. Some of it is how you carry yourself. Right. And people are being exposed, because when you close people in, y'all know when stuff gets squeezed, the truth comes out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Or you
something coming out.
Little liquor help you too.
Yeah, all that liquid courage. So Sam, I wonder what triggered that though. So what happened 2.5 years ago that brought these good connections on?
I think we us coming back together, and I'll speak for myself. Speak for her, but us coming back together and wanting to connect with other people on a deeper level, like really form some real relationships. Like we've never, especially as adults, like we've had some that were pretty cool, but never consistently where we've reached out. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So go ahead and answer that. Go ahead and answer.
No, I think she was acknowledging the fact that you fixed your comment and said, "Let me speak for me."
Yeah. Clean it up. That's what he wants. Yeah. But that's
real. But again, you all shifted your mindset and that's See, that's what I mean. Like something changed inside of you that made you even more attractive to other people who probably did not see that until you shifted internally. And I love that, because Lord knows, if we, distractions can be a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
And if you're stressed and frustrated and distracted and all kind of stuff going on, you're going to miss some opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you have peace and your mind and heart and your spirit is open,
definitely.
Wow. Life becomes very refreshing.
Definitely.
It was challenging too, but if you can maintain that peace, life is very refreshing.
Definitely.
I feel that.
Yeah. I heard Kaneem say, "I've always been open to collaboration."
Definitely.
Right. And I know that because I've heard his stories.
Right.
Because he used to run with a crew. They were collaborating.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the mentality is the same. You've never had a problem with people.
No.
Right.
Now I can walk anywhere in any state, in any room, and I can fit in any conversation, and
I've seen that.
It don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to adapt quickly.
Yeah.
But you know, when it comes to what Sam was talking about and what AD was talking about friendships and stuff like that, like I've made a conscious effort to be a part of these fellas that y'all see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm intentional about being present when I'm called upon. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you gonna be? Hey, man, I'm trying to make it happen.
Right.
I can't promise you, but the effort is there. You know what I'm saying?
And it has to be clear that even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it ain't always comfortable here.
Right.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Right? But that's the love.
But that's the realness of it, though.
Yeah.
Because my thoughts and my opinions and my views are different.
Right.
Because of my history. You feel what I'm saying?
And that makes us better.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, when I'm thinking, like, for instance, when Brian had called me to the carpet one time about what I would do in a certain situation, and this, that, and third, and I was like, well, I got to see exactly what the issue is, and then I know how to go about, addressing it.
Right.
And then he called me to the carpet like, man, I thought you was gonna say I would pray. I was like, that wasn't even part of my thought process. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That wasn't even part of my thought process. So that gives you some background.
That didn't come up.
On where I'm at and where he at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he I'm gonna pray. What's the issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna address the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get right to it. Let's just get to
it. The last thing in my mind.
But that's just everybody got their own visions and their own, you know what I'm saying, views of what life is.
Definitely. Let's see. Rollins says they push and pull for positivity in relationships. Love the Walkers. We love you too, Rollins. He said that's true. What Kaneem was saying, he's a giver. Indeed. I think and what Sam said just about the trust, like, because I was, it's like you get older, you get into a space where I distrust you till I can trust you. Like I don't, you decide I don't know about you till I know about you, and we miss out on so much. Sometimes you just gotta take the plunge. You gotta open yourself up and to me, hope for the best. And you have, like you said, you have those conversations, about life and things, and you just pay attention to what's being said, And
y'all weren't wrong then either too, because there's a lot of a survival trying to, selectively pick the cuckoos that's out there. So like it's important that you don't have, the wrong people in your and sometimes we just talking about friendships, night out. But some people, you mess around, lose your life, man. I had two cousins that if y'all watch, I love y'all to this day, of course. But my cousins, they was about it, man. They would fight everywhere we go. And one night they had 3 fights. We started off at the bowling alley, and the girl didn't spray enough of the shoe juice or whatever that stuff is they spray. And she was like, well, you could, it got bad. Had to leave them. Went to Denny's, made a girl quit. It was like, my cousin's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And so I would get the calls of hey, I've been with you all night. If anybody asks and stuff like, they crazy like that. And to have that close to you, that's cool when I'm single with the homies. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can't be vouching for people with my babies them here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. You feel me? So y'all were that way for a reason. And it was a protective reason. Ain't nobody trying to get their heart ripped up. Ain't nobody trying to lose their life. You know what I mean? So it's important to be selective, in my opinion. But it's important to be open if you want to take that thing a little higher.
Right.
Yeah. Transparency is good when you're in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because, don't get me wrong. You ain't going to be as transparent for those of us that are married, and all of us are married that's on here now. You're not going to be as transparent with your close friends as you would with your wife. You feel what I'm saying? But in the relationship that you're trying to build or the one that you're trying to maintain, you need to be transparent about you and your buddy. Well, I ain't got no female friends, but you and your homeboy, y'all need to be transparent as possible. You feel what I'm saying? So
what do you mean you don't have any female friends? What is Samantha?
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to the female friends.
Technically, Samantha is a female friend.
Yeah. You need to play some kind of distraction.
Yeah. That was a well-placed phone call. Yeah.
Hey, technically, she is a female friend. I mean, all the women in the group are friends. Technically, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm not gonna call Samantha.
That's it. There you go.
Without a good reason.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell her husband
right
that we spoke.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell my wife that I talked to AD. I'm not gonna tell my wife that I talked to E.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell her, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta do all that.
It's a difference.
You feel what I'm saying?
Real talk.
So technically, Samantha is my friend.
Yeah.
But to keep it respectful,
right,
I'm not gonna call her, you know what I'm saying, just be like, hey, what you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
I will call AD and say,
hey, man, what you doing? And nobody will think different. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Do that make sense?
Man, listen.
Okay.
Samantha is my friend, and I'll call her even without AD knowing. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna never call her and be like, what you doing?
Right. Okay. I respect my homeboys, women, or one, like I would want you to respect mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So don't call my lady talking about what you doing. I ain't gonna call yours.
And just for the record, don't call my wife talking about what you doing either.
Right.
Me too. Well, let's put it, if we got to make it official, let's put it out there. Right. That's the wrong way to start off the conversation.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That is a difference.
Yeah, my friend froze. I missed all that.
Yeah. Now you're right, but I also think that it's based on the type, because you're right, man. That she's your friend, but there's a type of relationship or interaction that you have, and so you're talking about something that would be outside the norm, because there's levels to friendship. You know, so and I agree with that, Kaneem. I completely. I was teasing because you said I ain't got no female friends. I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because I've always been like that though. I ain't never had a female friend ever. Yeah, even when I was single, I ain't never had a female friend. Any female that I got cool with is because I had an attraction to.
I got you.
And you know, it was that way, and either we was gonna take it further, or we was gonna cut it off. Like, I didn't see no. I guess but that's me. Maybe I was showing pig.
That's a lot of us, bro. Yeah. It's not everybody, but it's a lot of us.
Because I'm like the reason we talking now is
good. Not everybody.
I want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason we talking. It's not because I'm like, I just want to hang out and let's just have fun or what. No, that's the purpose of why I'm talking to you, and it ain't just to talk.
Yeah,
I just had this conversation like less than 72 hours ago with a grown man who said to me, I get offended when you don't call me, man.
Okay.
Like, offended? Yeah, check in. I'm like, you ain't my woman.
Right.
We friends, but like, if I ain't got nothing to say, what I'm calling you for?
Right.
Well, and that's one of the, like, for me, personalities matter. You have to know the personality of the people that you're interacting with.
Right.
And the only way and then, if you have this is why communication is so critical.
Right.
Communication says, I want to get to know you.
Right.
So that I understand how to interact with you.
Yeah.
And
when you understand when you move a certain way that you're not being funny.
Right.
Right. And but if you don't take the time, if you don't pay attention when they're pouring out, you're going to miss stuff. You take things for granted when people are talking and sharing things with you, and you don't want to hear it, but it could be used in your favor later.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Right. And so that's why we have to be able to talk. We have to be able to communicate with each other. We have to be able to be okay with not hearing something lightweight. Sometimes it's going to be heavy. Right. Sometimes I'm gonna need to lean on you, Kaneem. I know today ain't the day, but I need you to make it clear, bro. It's not that I don't want to hear you. It's just that in this moment, I'm preoccupied and I can't give you the attention that I think you need. So can we talk later? Right. As opposed to, I've had people say, hey, man, let me call you back.
Yeah. and then your mind start filling in the blanks.
Right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying not only am I the hair club president, I'm also a member. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of forgetting to call someone back because I got busy.
Yeah.
And the stain that left on the relationship was heartbreaking.
Right.
Because they never said it hurt. They never said you didn't call me back. They just distanced themselves.
But you know what about that distance though? If me not calling you back, if that put that much weight on your emotions,
say it, bro.
We really never was connected.
We weren't there. You have to ask yourself where we really were, because
me myself, if I forget and I don't call you back, it might be 2 or 3 days before we talk.
Right.
But I still know I was supposed to call you back when we talk. It's gonna be like a light switch. Oh, I was supposed to call you back. I'm gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot to call you back then. But if you in that mind space, like you holding that against me, well, I tell you what.
Right.
We can talk about it now, or I can never call you again.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, I'm telling you though, like I forgot to call you.
Okay, so we can still have the initial conversation, like, yo, bro, I was hurt because you didn't call me back, but we can talk it out. I got you. You're not gonna
I should have called you back.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I'm rushing to that point.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot to call you back, man.
Right.
I know you had something to say, blah blah blah.
Right.
But if me telling you that, and then your response is, I'm gonna make it even saltier.
Right.
We done.
Then from right then, is you done or is you through?
Right.
We can leave this right here.
Right.
And we ain't never got to talk no more.
Right.
Because
I'm trying to tell you that I apologize for not calling you back.
Right.
Yeah.
But if that non-call back makes you feel like the relationship is strained,
Right.
well, we can cut the relationship right there.
Because y'all gonna go through something much tougher than a missed return call.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, come on, a missed phone call,
Yeah,
bro.
we gotta be bigger than that.
I forgot to call you back.
Right.
And you wanna bark and do all this behind a forgotten.
And you know, like it go to something Pat said earlier too. Like it's the important part is getting to know him. So when Kaneem didn't call me back, that I know he not some bad evil person or whatever you telling yourself in your head.
Right.
And it go to also what Kaneem saying, like, because I want to acknowledge this. If the missed call hurt your feelings, I can't tell you how to feel. I respect it, but I'm with bro. Like if it hurt you so much that we can't move past it, because here he is coming off the rip saying, "Oh, I messed up." Right. You got to be just as equal to say, "Hey, yeah, that hurt my feelings, but I'm good. We good. We bigger than this."
Right.
That's not dismissing your feelings. But like, if this is about to break the relationship, then what we really got? That's all.
What you really had, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But again, it's still there are certain phobias, unknown phobias that may rest within you.
Okay. So I brought something back to your memory just with that.
Right.
Okay.
And it could trigger that. And so
trauma.
That's why, and that's why you have to communicate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got to talk it out, get all the way through that thing. I
Yeah.
tell people, listen, man, if you got to cuss me out, just apologize afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
whole
That
thing is
right there.
I'm not a therapist. I don't know how to navigate on getting that information about what traumatized you in your childhood.
Oh,
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
So
I don't think you have to go
if
that
I
far
can't-
though.
Nah, I
No,
would
I'm
mention
just saying, but you saying it triggered something.
it.
it was
Yeah.
before
I
me.
would mention it.
It
I'd be
was
like,
before me though. What triggered you? Whatever triggered you was before I got there.
yeah, right.
Mhm.
So I'm saying, while I'm here,
Right.
I can't go back into your past
Right.
and
100%.
figure out what it is that got you feeling this way about this missed phone call.
Nah, you just got to know it. You got to know that that's what you're dealing with, though. But I'm with you.
Yeah,
You ain't got to walk.
I'm
me
saying
through
just
it.
know that that's what you.
You
Yeah,
gotta-
that
you
don't
gotta
mean
know
you
that
have the
you're dealing
answer.
with.
That don't mean you have the
Yeah.
fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
You
that
know,
acknowledgement
but at least
is
you
good.
know what you're dealing with,
Right.
and sometimes that can encourage you to be a little patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
but again, not everybody does that, and I feel you, Kaneem. Not everybody has time for that, and that's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. You
but
know,
on the other end, I've done that going in because let's say I dealt with a female before, and man, she went crazy when I didn't return calls. When I get into the next relationship, I'm gonna say, hey, look, I'm a little slow on that phone. If you text me,
right?
it ain't funny acting, it ain't
Right.
nothing. Like any of y'all who text me, y'all know I'm slow with the text. I catch it. There's a time where you text me and I respond right then. And then there's another time where I don't open it, so I remember to look at it. You know what I'm saying? So like I tell her the new one, hey, look, it might be 2 days if I hit you up, but I know that sound bad to you, but I'm letting you know now so that you don't think I'm acting funny. But that person might not see it as a problem. I'm just letting you know because I want to avoid what happened last time with old girl. I'm gonna let you know now. Like, look, I move a little funny. It might seem a little funny, but I'm chilling. You know, it's not personal.
Yeah, I had to tell my wife that, man, when we first started dating. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I can be an a-hole. I'm an a-hole by nature. Yeah. So I'm gonna have a-hole moments.
Yeah.
But I've tried to acknowledge those moments when I see them. And if you think I'm having a moment, tell me when you offended, so I can reflect on that situation, so I won't do it in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to speaking my mind and using foul language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that offends you, put me in my place, so I know how to move when we together.
Yeah.
You know
raise my awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, that because I enjoy our time, and I don't want my mouth or my actions to create some type of tension where you feeling different.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely.
That's real talk.
I love what Samantha said because Paul talked about that one, saying the strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
Right.
What she said.
Right. Sometimes we got to be strong for other people.
Right. Yeah. When she said, not the acknowledgement. Oh, she said, I know you're sensitive, so I'll take the hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
it man.
Yeah. All right, bro. About to close out.
Y'all enjoy.
Appreciate you, man.
Have a good one, man.
All right, man. And then to give time to the relationship for the other person to come back and say, hey, bro, I will be insensitive.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying earlier. We throw stuff away too soon. There's some meat left on the bones. But I do agree there's a time when you throw stuff away. You know what I'm saying? But like we throw stuff away and there's plenty left to eat on there. So if like Sam said, I'll take the hit, you being sensitive. I'll take the hit, you and your feelings. You know, I've been, that's like being in an argument and then holding you to every word you said. Like, I know you was mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's lines you don't cross, you feel me? Like, you don't talk about my mama. But I'm saying that I understood you said that as a jab because you were hurt. You know what I'm saying? So and like we said with me, not necessarily because I do think people try to counsel things that they're not prepared for. Shout out to psychiatrists and all the therapist people. Like those people, that's a delicate situation. You know what I'm saying? So some of that stuff we shouldn't touch. But I just think that it's the awareness. Like I gotta know that that's what I'm dealing with because it's gonna help me. Because like when we hang up, I'm telling myself everything AD saying about me right now, anyways. So I need real information.
Right. Yeah. Right.
When I'm in that process. If not, my mind ain't gonna be like, well, we don't know all the facts. So let's not. No, we gonna speculate. You know what I mean? He don't like you. He ain't never like, it's gonna fill your head.
Right.
So you need, let's talk. Let's be real. Hey, I'm in my feelings. Take the hit for me, man. Be my friend for a second. I really thought this thing was gonna work and it didn't. I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So give me some grace, man.
Right. And I'm gonna keep it real. Like I've had to quiet them voices. Like chill out. They just ain't call you back yet. Chill out. Don't get all sensitive on. Like chill out. It's okay. Because I've grown up, certain things happen, and you just like you're really sensitive to certain things. It's like now you're older.
Here you go again.
Right. I recognize it. And I'm like, okay, don't just relax. He gonna text you back. Remember, he texted you back quick the last time. It's gonna just take him a minute. Text you back. Just hit him up. You say, hey, brother, what you think of such and such? Just don't get too sensitive about it. He says like that, Ephraim, I can sense the negative energy, that heavy feeling. Yeah, you're right. And just start making stuff up in your head. He don't even like me. Yeah, he had his tone in the show last time.
Did you notice that? Like, and then you start looking for witnesses. Like, hey, did y'all notice? Yeah, like, no, that was in your head. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even see that. All right, so listen, guys, we went a little over, but it's all good. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Another edition of the Brothers of Legacy, where we don't stand out, we stand up. Make sure you share. Make sure you go to our website, check out some of the programs we have, and be a part of all that we do. We're growing stronger, growing bigger. So again, we appreciate you guys for being here. He said not witnessing. I got to get my witnesses. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That last question he answered for me, he was kind of rough on that. I don't like the way he said no.
I think he talked about my dog. Like, okay, all right.
All right, guys. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Mental Health Wednesday with our own therapist, Mr. Matt Genius, in the building. So we're going to continue this conversation. We're going to go a little deeper. And so make sure you share it, tag somebody, let everybody know what's going on with the Brothers of Legacy. All right. So if all hearts and minds are clear, 988, having a mental health crisis, you or someone you love, make sure you connect with them. Make sure you register to vote. There's a few states. Georgia's one of them. You still have an opportunity to register. Make sure you do that. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard. Whichever way you go. All right, Jeff, you have a great day as well, my friend. Appreciate you. Mama Corey put great conversation.
Hey, Mom.
And we appreciate you. All right, so we look forward to seeing you guys. Same time, same channel. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. And we will see you in the AM. Peace out.